Now, before moving on with more advanced lessons and for creating our account, we need to know a few stuff. You need to know some of the terms that you will see on their website while you automate your tasks. The first one is Zap. Zap is an automated workflow between your apps. For example, you may have a Zap that saves your Gmail attachments to Dropbox and another Zap that saves emails that you store in Gmail to a text file. Zaps consist of at least two parts, a trigger and one or more action. Now, what is a trigger? A trigger is the event that starts your Zap. So, a trigger can be receiving an email or getting a Facebook notification, getting a Facebook message, someone liking your Instagram picture. This can be a trigger. And a trigger is the event in an app that starts the Zap. Once you set up a Zap, Zapier will monitor the app for that event. For the Save Gmail attachment to Dropbox example, you can receive a lot of emails through your Gmail account, but the Zap isn't triggered until an email contains an attachment. What about the action? An action is the event that completes the Zap. For the Save Gmail attachment to Dropbox example, the action is uploading the attachment from your email to Dropbox. Now, to understand this, let's try to use this pen. Now, let's say that this is a Zap. For this Zap to start, it needs two parts. The first one is a trigger. Once a trigger happens, it will be sent to the Zap, and the Zap then will execute an action. So this is the second element. So let's say that this Zap is about uploading emails with attachments to Dropbox. The trigger is receiving an email with attachment. Once you receive an email with attachment, which is basically the trigger, this Zap will be executed and it will execute this action, which is basically uploading that attachment to Dropbox. So the first thing is the trigger. Once the trigger is on, it will execute the action that's linked to that exact Zap. So a Zap consists of a trigger and an action. Now, what is an app in Zapier? An app is the web service or application you want to connect with Zapier. It can be Facebook, Instagram, Trello, WordPress, or any other thing. What about tasks? The actions your Zap performs for you. A single Zap can perform more than one task. Each piece of data you run through your Zaps counts as a task. That means if your Zap adds 100 emails to Dropbox automatically, your Zap just performed 100 tasks. Every task your Zap performs is another task that you don't have to do manually. It is important to keep in mind the number of tasks your Zaps run, because it helps determine which Zapier account you can create or you need. For basic users, we are going to view this in the sign up section and how many tasks are allowed for you per month. So that will be explained in more details in that section. Now, what about task history? Task history is the place in your account where you can see all the actions your Zaps have performed for you. So it's like a history for tasks. Now, editor is the tool that you'll use to build your Zap. While each of these Zaps can be more than 2 steps, but a 2-step Zap is a Zap that has one trigger and one action. Only one and one. But a multi-step Zap has one trigger and multiple actions. So again, it will take only one trigger, but the actions can be multiple. It doesn't or can't have multiple triggers. That's it. These are the basic terms: Zap, trigger, action, app, task, task history, editor, two-step zaps, and multi-step zaps. This is everything you need to know before we sign up and start creating our zaps. Thanks for watching this lesson. If you have any question, please ask in the Q&A board.